Hello everyone, it's Tony here. Tone, Uncle Tones, the Tonester, all the other names that I get called on this board. I'm here to do my dare, the one that Jennifer sent or set. So I'm going to talk for a little bit about what I did today, but only for a little bit because I didn't really do anything too interesting. And then after that, I'm going to talk a bit about London because that's where I come from. So today, all I did really was I went shopping and I went to a place in London known as the Docklands because well, it's quite nice there really, and I haven't been there for a while. Didn't buy much, just a pair of jeans. The Docklands are an area where what obviously used to be the docks in London many years ago, and then they sort of laid waste for a long time until some clever geezers thought, what a waste of space, let's make loads of money, and like they developed it into like a huge sort of area of like offices and restaurants and bars and pubs and stuff and shops and lots of like real like upmarket apartments that all overlook the Thames and that, and so it's very nice down there. So if you ever come to London, it's worth sort of checking out. Um, and You've probably sort of seen pictures of the Millennium Dome, which is down there, which is the thing that they built to commemorate the millennium here. It's caused a big hoo-ha because it cost squillions and squillions of pounds, and nobody liked it when it was finished. Everyone hated it, thought it was shite. Um, but I quite liked it. As you can see from this picture, that's what it looks like. Looks a bit like a big tit, really. Um, it's now called the O2 Arena, and they have concerts and stuff there. Spice Girls played there a few weeks ago, um, and also at Canary Wharf, which is like in the Docklands, we have a huge tower called Canary Wharf Tower, which is the biggest building in London. I'm not sure how big it is exactly, but it's, I don't know, it's 50 or 60 floors high, and that was built, I don't know, about 25 years ago or something. And as you can see from the picture, looks like a huge cock, um, canary cock is what I like to call it, which kind of leads me on to what I was gonna talk about, which is how some of our landmarks in London all look like sex bits, because we're so repressed here in England that no one ever mentions it. Everyone thinks it, but no one really talks about it. So we've got quite a few of these items around, like St Paul's Cathedral, where Charles and Di got married, which of course is the biggest titty in the world. And we've got Post Office Tower, which is the post office prick, and we've also got Nelson's Column, which they say was built to commemorate the Battle of Trafalgar, but it's obviously a very symbolic thing because it's just this huge column plunging into Mother Earth in a symbolic union, hoping to produce another Nelson with another phenomenally large willy. So that's Nelson's Knob, and we've got a few others like this, but I think I've probably laboured the point a bit, so I'll move on. So I'm just going to end my little dare with a gag. So George Bush is does bush mean the same in America as it does here? Because here it means fanny. That's like the English fanny, not the American fanny, which means your arse. English fanny means your minge, and it's just a perfect name for that gentleman. Anyway, he goes to meet the Queen, and he says that he's fed up with the USA being called United States of America. He says, I want to change it to be called United Kingdom. So the Queen gives him a funny look and says, well, we've already got one of those, and besides, for America to be a kingdom, you would have to be the king, and you're not the king, you're the president. So he thinks about it for a bit, and he says, well, what about if we made it a principality? So the Queen thinks for a bit, and she sort of thinks to herself, well, this geezer's really stupid, he'll fall for anything. So she says, well, for it to be a principality, you would have to be a prince, and you're not a prince, are you? So Bush is getting a bit pissed off by now, and he thinks again, and he says, well, what about if we were to become an empire? That sounds really good. And so the Queen says, well, you can't really be an empire unless you're the emperor, and you're not the emperor, are you, Mr. Bush? And so George Bush is like kind of lost for words, and the Queen then pipes up and says, anyway, I think you're doing pretty well just as a country. Boom boom, that's me gag. And that's all from my dare. So I hope you liked it, and bye bye.